Coming up on this show, our stars learn the vital role tyres play in keeping you safely on the road.
Wow, that's dead.
They go wheel to wheel, or is that bumper to bumper on the kart circuit in our charity challenge? And it's lights, camera, action for actresses Sarah Kozlowski and Thulisile Pongolo, who will be our leading lady. It's a brand new episode of Speed Stars. Hello and welcome to this week's drama-filled show.
Now, South Africa has a history of fostering world-class acting talent, with our actors becoming household names both locally and abroad.
Yeah, these two guests for this week's show are a prime example. Both have played familiar characters on popular soapies and leading roles on the silver screen. Sarah Kozlowski gave up the corporate world to follow her passion for acting, and it was a wise move. From Isidingo to the wild and onto LA and New York, this fiery redhead is a girl on a charge. What happened?
I had a carpenter music ABS. The one I crashed so many times.
Thulisile Pongolo was born for a life in television and acting.
You better come rub this dust off my shoulders.
Beautiful, confident and driven, Generations The Legacy actress is hoping to make her mark on our Speed Stars leaderboard. Expect lots of drama. I'm really looking forward to this week's show because we like to hang out with beautiful girls who are talented, can act. We're about to see if they can drive. But seriously, is acting fun? Julie?
Definitely, for me, acting is fun. It's something that I love and something that I'm really passionate about. And to having grown up wanting to be on Generations so badly and to be on that platform, for me, it's like I'm living a dream.
Were you the same, Sarah? Was this like, I want to act? Is this always...
I was a corporate slave, hey? Was completely addicted to the rat race, and then the universe just threw a curveball into my path, and then I kind of discovered acting from modeling. And I've never looked back, and I don't think I'll ever do anything else. Looking at, well, producing now as well, which is just a nice other side to it. But yeah, it just feeds my soul, hey? So, gotta do what we love.
It's really exciting looking at where film is going in South Africa at the moment, because before it was like, get out of South Africa, you're never going to make it here.
Yes.
But exciting times. I'm not just talking about soapies. There's a lot of other stuff that's being produced at the moment.
Yes, it's a lot of stuff happening, and I'm so happy that people are breaking out into just becoming actors and actresses, but they're seeing the business side of everything. And with that, people are building productions that are opening more doors for us as actors and artists to come in and showcase our talent. And also the stories that we're starting to tell now is stories that we can relate to. Yeah. They are about our lives. And for me, I would much rather do that, act on a movie that is relatable in my country and feed people some soul into what their lives have been, what it could be, and what they could possibly do for themselves as well.
It's interesting, I see you nodding your head. I mean, you've been in New York and you've done the LA thing where, I mean, you're telling different stories. You know, now you're learning Zulu.
I know, it's the coolest, no, but it is the coolest language I've ever tried to learn. I love languages, I've dabbled, but I haven't mastered the clicks. So yeah, almost there with the clicks.
I could put her under pressure and get her to deliver a few lines. We'll see, we'll see.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in LA, so it was nice to learn my craft there and see the industry on an international level, but the South African film industry that I left, I was there for 3 years and I came back to this. It's a completely different ballgame, and just the skill set and all of it's phenomenal. So yeah, I've got a great American script that I'm actually translating into Zulu at the moment, and I'd love to make it here, yeah. And yeah, no, SA is where it's at.
SA is where, here's the question. Now, because you like acting in soapies, you've done Isidingo, Generations, they believe that stuff's real, the people out there. So they believe you do sex tapes and they believe your mom's a criminal. I mean, does that happen when you meet people?
I've got the worst story. I went to the airport and I was getting, security checked, and this woman was bitter acid with me. And then as I walked away, I was like, I wonder what that was about. She's like, it's that one from Isidingo.
Hey, she's starting again. But what I've realized in it all is that we are not as close-minded as we were before. Let's give that to ourselves. At first, yes, because we weren't exposed to the information that we are exposed to now. Now we've got Google, we do a lot of YouTubes where you can see behind the scenes. So people are open to that world and they know that it's not real. However, they become so connected to the characters that even when they know, they just want to put it out there and make a joke and make it seem real, because that's what they hold on to.
I think that's, you've hit the nail on that. I mean, soapies in this country are so massive, and people they live their lives through that. So very, very cool. Right, so we know you can act. We'd like to know if you can drive, but before we put you on the racetrack, we'd like to make you safer drivers first. So let's have a look at this week's safety lesson.
Now, as we head into the festive season, millions of South Africans are going to be hitting the open road, heading to their favorite holiday destinations. But before you do that, there are a couple of crucial vehicle checks you have to perform, and few are as important as checking your tire pressure.
Michelin have been pioneers in sustainable mobility for 125 years. Their laboratory? The super demanding world of motorsport, where speed, safety and longevity are tested at the extreme. It's there from track to street vision that brings us cutting-edge technology from the racetrack to the tyres that we use on the roads every day. Over time, tyres will deflate. This drop in pressure has numerous consequences. The tyre is subjected to greater distortion, generating more heat, resulting in increased fuel consumption. The contact patch with the ground is no longer perfect, causing premature wear. On a wet surface, an underinflated tyre contributes to the risk of aquaplaning, as the water is not drained away as effectively. Lastly, steering is impaired. We can see this by carrying out comparative slalom tests. The vehicle with underinflated tyres at the bottom of the picture tends to roll more when cornering, whereas a vehicle with correctly inflated tyres would have good road holding. The vehicle with underinflated tyres behaves dangerously.
Very important now is tyre pressures and whether your tyres are inflated correctly. So what we're going to let you do is we're going to let you loose for the first time on a racetrack, and you're going to go through the slalom course with a car with properly inflated tyres. Then we're going to put you into a car with an underinflated tyre, and you're going to see the difference. And it just really drives home the point how important tyre pressures are.
Setting up a basic slalom course creates the perfect dynamic environment, simulating sudden direction changes one would encounter out on the road.
I want you to shift the vehicles left and right so that you can really feel how a car with properly inflated tyres react.
With correctly inflated tyres, the car easily responds to the driver's inputs, changing direction as required and keeping you in control. With the Astra being a front-wheel drive car, by deflating only one of the front tyres, best illustrates the different handling characteristics with incorrect tyre pressures.
Look carefully, but that's so easy. You get in the car without checking. You could leave home in a rush and you've got one flat tyre like that.
And I feel on the left-hander how the weight actually shifts onto that wheel. This is only at about 40 km an hour. There we go. Keep it like that, keep it like that.
It's immediately noticeable just how much harder our stars have to work to change direction and maintain control.
Wow! That's demonstrating the uninflated tyre on the right.
There we go. Nicely done.
And that's just three or four guys going through here. Wow. See how much it's worn? So you can see how dangerous it is. But again, looking at it, it doesn't look that wrong. You need to check your tyres when you go to the filling stations and that.
The recommended tyre pressure for your vehicle can be found in the side sill of the driver's door, or in the fuel cap, or always in your owner's manual. Don't forget, your tyres are the only parts of your car in contact with the road. They are that important. When you've got a script, are you 100% focused? When you're on set, there's no distraction, you in character, yes?
Debatable.
Yeah. I'm going to go with yes and no, but yes.
Okay.
Yes and no for me.
When you drive, are you 100% focused on driving?
Yes and no.
Oh, that's...
See how it goes? No.
Yeah.
No.
What's going through your mind? Phone out,
I'm just
scripting?
listening to music in my car. It's my happy place. Like, I don't answer phone calls in the car. I just want the music.
Good.
And I'm just like flipping between radio stations and changing this CD. Yes, I still have CDs in my car, and just completely. And then often I'll find myself going, oh gosh, that was really close. Really close.
Yeah, with me, it's like, because I do so much rather than generations, and I always have to keep up and like with everything that's happening, I find myself like texting back, wanting to reply to an email. I'm like, ooh, that's long information. I'll have to read that later. And also the music, as she said, it's really destructive because you are so busy. So when you find that peaceful place, you just want to like zone out. And then sometimes you zone out completely and you're like, ooh, I'm on the road.
That's exactly the problem. We don't focus on driving. I mean, so you've got to experience some basic safety things. Have you learnt anything in your experience so far in terms of what we've taught you, whether it be ABS, how that works, stopping distances, driving distracted? Has it been a bit of a wake-up call?
No, absolutely. And for me, I just realized that like things like looking after your brakes and getting your car serviced and just little things like that. Make sure there's actually tread on your tires. I don't know about you, I can't speak for all women. I can't say we neglectful with things like that, but it's not our first priority.
It's not a woman thing, eh?
It's not a woman thing.
Guys don't bother with that either.
Like the fact that we don't give ourselves a bit of credit when it comes to like car stuff. I never thought I'd be able to, you know, change a tire and stuff like that. But today I'm like, oh my gosh, I could give it a try.
Look at you.
You know what I mean? And the ABS thing, like, wow, I did not realize how important that is. In a car.
Well, they say apparently it's the law now. In the EU, you've got to have an ABS.
Most countries, I mean, that's good. It's really good. So all I need to hear is, have you learned something?
Definitely.
Are you going to influence people to be safer drivers?
Oh,
Our job is done, Yay. Nicely done.
You guys influenced us.
I hope you're not acting.
No, we're not.
Real.
We're not.
Marius, I'm never lying.
After the break, our two leading ladies get a chance to shine behind the wheel. You're watching Speed Stars, hello and welcome back. Now, as you should know by now, it's not only the celebrities on the show who get a chance to win big, but you at home can also get in on the action, so here's what you need to do.
Winning with Speed Stars is easy. Predict which of our stars will win in our weekly matchups, and you could win an advanced driving course with Opel. You can enter via our website, on social media, and in the motoring supplements of the Star, Pretoria News, Daily News, the Mercury, or the Cape Times. Our grand prize in our Predict the Winner competition is just incredible. You could be joining the winner of Speed Stars as they race off overseas with Michelin for a taste of what it's like to be a racing driver. The Michelin Pilot Sport experience will put our winners on an iconic F1 circuit and behind the wheel of some incredible race cars. Fortis will also be giving our fastest star a timepiece valued at 30,000 Rand.
Now, if there's one thing we know about our guests is that they love to go fast. No matter how big the circuit or what they're driving, when that light goes green, it's pedal to the metal.
Michelin are donating 30,000 Rand to charity. Ark Animal Centre has a no-suffer policy, specialising in the rescue, rehabilitation and rehoming of puppies, pregnant moms and small breeds. The Sunflower Fund aims to educate and recruit a viable, ethnically diverse database of bone marrow stem cell donors in an effort to save the lives of those suffering from life-threatening blood disorders. So let's meet the two teams who will be battling it out for the 2,500 Rand up for grabs in this week's charity challenge. And it's to the kart circuit we go for this week's challenge, and a chance for our stars to go wheel to wheel and get a taste of racing in its purest form. To make a real race of it, we inverted the grid with our speedier stars having to start at the back, and it didn't take long for the fun to start. Roxy loses it in turn 1 and Jade has nowhere to go, but super reflexes by Akani to avoid crashing into her. Like he did in the 400-meter Olympic final, Wade has gone out hard and fast, and Jade runs wide at the tricky hairpin and Akani pounces. This is no tortoise and hare race. Looking back from Sarah's cart, we see Richard and Gavin are going for a duet, while Roxy makes it 2 corners, 2 spins, and finds herself at the back of the pack behind Thuli. Out front, our 3 have eked out a little gap already, Akani pushing hard in second, and Jade doing a cracker job in third. With just over 2 laps to go, I think we are in for some fireworks up front. In fourth, it's still Sarah, Richard and Gavin finding it difficult to get past the fiery actress. Onto our second lap, and nothing has changed up front, but in the background you can see Sarah running wide in turn 1. And Gavin, who was our fastest qualifier, has got past Richard and is fighting for fourth. Sarah is caught stargazing into the hairpin and does the Roxy low. That's dropped her down into 6th position, with Roxy and Thuli bringing up the rear. Our Olympic stars have sprinted away from Jade, and Akani looks like a man on a mission. Oh, he must be a Verstappen fan. That is an audacious dive up the inside, slamming into Wade, who does a top job not to spin out. You go. No, you go. No, I insist. Such a gentleman. Onto our third and final lap, on an aerial shot shows Wade lining up a pass on Akani. Oh, that is nicely done, and back into the lead he goes, with just a few corners left. A replay of that from Akani's onboard camera. Great pass. We predicted fireworks. Well, what a race. Wade first, Akani second, and Jade solid in third.
19, 20, 21. 18, 15. Because when we allocated points to everybody, the team that won. All right, open it and share it. Will Sunflower Fun! Yay! Well done.
After the kart race, the competitive juices were flowing strongly, and our contestants were all too keen to jump into the atoms and break some lap records. But first, a few pointers on how to tackle the main circuit.
Oh yes, they are back. Multiple production and touring car champion Mike Briggs and the man who changed the face of local motorsport, Chop Sapuka, are ready to turn our stars into speed stars. But they don't do it alone. Our Fast 4 professional driving team of Christo and Dave and Ian and Wesley will make sure our stars are in safe hands.
Okay, heading must be nice and smooth on the steering.
Oh, okay.
Like that. There we go.
Okay, so we've got to go try and transfer right away. 9 and 3, yeah, it's 9 and 3.
Yeah, maybe yes, because if there's a skin, it's easier to correct.
That's handy advice, Christo.
Brakes. There we go.
Sorry,
That's fine.
Oh, how can you get cross with that face? After orientation laps in the Astra, it was into the pocket rocket Adam S.
Thank you.
Turn the thing tight. There we go. Good stuff. And accelerate. See, you're getting the hang of it already.
Now, who doesn't like a compliment?
Keep turning, you put it there.
Yeah.
And then you let go. You know? Open the wheel.
Yeah.
Go. Flat. Look to the next gear. Keep your foot flat. Yeah, go there. No pressure.
No pressure. Okay, so like the acting's over. It's down to serious business now. You've got to get out there and set a hot lap and go head-to-head in a race. But we've obviously given you training. I mean, what was it like? First time you've ever been in a car on a racetrack?
Yes.
And?
It was quite different, you know. You learn that a car can do so much more. And that although you kind of feel like you're in control, but you have to be aware of everything that is functioning around you so that you can know exactly what to do and when. Like hitting the brake at the right time, and also the speed, and focusing on like the things that are around you, checking your mirrors.
And focusing on beating Sarah ultimately, because that's what it's going to come down to. Sarah, it's also a first for you. You haven't done this before.
Never done anything like it. Sure, it was a bit daunting, hey? And
scary.
You watch guys on TV, you watch guys who race profession, you're like, looks easy. And I think a lot of people like watch actors and like, I can do that until you get there and it's something else. But yeah, it was difficult to kind of like, because your instructors are so awesome and he loves what he's doing and he gets so emotional when he's giving you instruction. I was getting a lot of information. I was like, don't overthink everything and just process it. So now I think after the training, it'll sink in the stuff that I've learned, and I can apply it every day.
I just like to throw something out there. It might make you like lose your lines, but there's now no instructor when it comes to the hot lap. You on your own. Okay.
Yeah, but I think, you know, with the help that we got from you guys, we got this.
You got this.
All we need is confidence.
Well, let's not talk about it. Let's find out. So here we go. Thuli, Sarah, head-to-head, speed stars.
Good luck.
This is real.
Good luck to you. Good luck.
Our fuel partner, Force Fuel, ensure our hot lap cars are topped up before every head-to-head race. To set benchmark times are set by driving instructors on the day to account for changing environmental factors. The challenge: 2 stars, 2 cars, 1 track in a head-to-head race around Swartkorps. Each with their own start and finish line. Whoever completes the 2 laps fastest wins. Now, strange things happen when you put a race helmet on. Thuli is clearly eager to get the race started. No lights, camera action, just action for Thuli. In what is the shortest race ever, we managed to stop her in turn 2. And we line her up next to Sarah for a Benoni dice to the next traffic light. Just kidding. It'll still be a 2-lap race as normal, but with a staggered or rally type start. And Sarah is off. That's a good aggressive start on the short run into turn 4. Turn 5 is our first real chance to judge how Sarah is doing, and that is good through there. Guess she's used to learning lines? Yes, this is looking and sounding good for Sarah.
Don't forget to breathe, baby!
Oh, it's time to get Thuli's race started now. From a flying start to a standing start. But have a look, Thuli doesn't even break a sweat. That is cool under pressure. As she heads off into turn 4, Sarah is heading through turn 8, and it's looking good through there as well. This is a good start for her. Thuli is up on the tabletop section now at Swartkorps. The Pilot Sport 4 is not being made to work as hard as when Sarah came through here, but her face gives nothing away. Is that happy French? We're on board with Thuli through turn 8, and as you can see, she's turned in way too early, missing the apex and the fast line exiting the corner. Heading into the final corner before the run-up to the flag, it's interesting viewing the different approaches through 2. A clear winner? I think so.
I felt so good, and everything I learned was just like coming in. It's so fun. Top 6, come on, baby! Okay, I'm excited.
Thuli, that's awesome. You're praying. I thought you said you're just relieved it's over, you didn't crash.
Yes, I'm
now
happy.
What are you praying for?
You know what? I feel like I'm the biggest winner. I want happiness, joy, fulfillment. I had so much fun. That's priceless.
You miss South Africa. It sounds like a Miss South Africa type of thing. I want world peace.
Something you can never, ever pay for. Priceless.
Are you happy, babe?
I'm happy.
That's
like, no, it's genuinely, I'm happy. I had so much fun.
Sounds like someone that might have come second. I don't know.
How are you feeling, Sarah?
I don't know, because you just don't know, because you've never been behind a car, so you don't really know if your fast for you is actually really fast.
Now listen, we've got to reveal the lap time. So in the race, 2 of you going head to head. 1 of you won that race, and that was Sarah. So congratulations in that. Now we've got to reveal the lap time. We've got to reveal the lap time. I'll start with you, Thuli. Where do you want to fit on this board? Realistically, come.
You know what? As I said, I'm the biggest winner. So wherever you place me,
you do have a great attitude.
Go away.
You've got a great attitude.
You don't drive manual.
No, I don't.
You've got a 137.
Nice.
0.95, Thuli. Don't be disappointed.
I'm not. I had so much fun.
Manual. I mean, that's a challenge for you. This is good news because, Sarah, I'm moving the board because you beat Jade Hubner.
No way.
You know how competitive Jade is.
The most competitive girl I've ever met.
But listen, it was so close because Bianca Buitendach in like our second pairing was a cracker. Great time. You nearly beat her. Okay. So you have finished at this stage exactly 128.85. Well done.
Bianca.
Round of applause. Well done.
Bianca, I'll find you on the streets one day and we'll have a little robot to robot.
Ooh, you'll probably find her in the surf.
Need, like some company, you know, while
some motivation,
you know what I mean? I'm here.
Because you're very positive, Miss Positivity. Listen, girls, thank you so much for being on the show. It was a
Thank you
real
so much
hoot.
for having us.
And Sarah, well done for winning that head-to-head battle. And the good news is you've made a viewer at home a winner as well. So let's have a look at who predicted that Sarah would win this head-to-head shootout.
Congratulations to this week's winner of that advanced driving course from Opel.
Well done once again to the winner of our weekly viewer competition, and of course to Sarah for closing off the season as the second fastest woman. Next week, our guests Gavin and Richard will be hoping to hit all the right notes around the racetrack. But who will finish top of the charts? Well, we'll find out next week. But until then, please keep it safe and check those tire pressures.
There is no mistaking the unique voice of Richard Sturton. And it was the hit reality TV singing competition The Voice where we first heard the talented 22-year-old Cape Townian, a show he went on to win. But don't expect the sounds of silence when he gets behind the wheel. For Gavin Edwards, entering The Voice was a redemption song for the seasoned musician. Supremely talented, Gavin rediscovered his love for music. Gritty, determined, will that performance carry through to the racetrack?
More brakes? Not enough brakes, yeah.